Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego, and it is almost 6 p.m. here in the Panhandle of Florida on February 14th, 2026, Valentine's Day. For all you lovebirds out there in K1 visa land, green card land, waiting to get your K1 visas and your 2-year green cards and your 10-year green cards and your spousal visas, etc. I'm here to help you pull you over the finish line. I'm going to pull you over the finish line, hopefully, where you don't have to pay an immigration attorney all kinds of money to get this done. I'm not an immigration attorney myself. I don't give you any legal advice. I don't work for USCIS, but I've been processing K1 visas and green cards for 13 years. I can do this in my sleep, and I want to help you get your families reunified together without spending too much money, without having to go through too much stress. And if you need help with the green card application or the K1 visa application, or if you have any questions, right here is where you can ask me the questions. And if you want to join as a member, you can sign up as a member. And if you join as a member, you get my phone number and email address. But you don't have to be a member if you don't want to, but it's one way to support the channel. I do these live streams on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Miami time, 5 p.m. What time would that be? In Albuquerque, New Mexico, 4 p.m. California time, Los Angeles time. My beautiful wife, Karina, is from Venezuela. I brought her to the United States on a K1 visa on January 3rd, 2024. And we got married on January 14th, 2024. And very soon, most probably the end of April, beginning of May, we're going to be filing for her 10-year green card using the most up-to-date Form 751. And then we're going to be working on her U.S. citizenship. But we got to get Karina up to par with her English language skills so that way she passes and everything else. Now, I understand Venezuela right now, Venezuelans are being blocked from being granted U.S. citizenship because President Trump, for some reason, likes Venezuelans, and he doesn't like Venezuelans, and he likes Venezuelans. Well, presidents are just temporary fixtures in the White House. So whatever Trump and his minions in the White House try to do to block my wife from advancing her life here in the United States because I brought her here, then they're just going to hurt themselves at the midterm elections. The Republicans are like in a circular firing squad, because they're messing with American citizens like myself, and I'm also a veteran. So if the Republicans want to keep on screwing around with American citizens' wives, families, they're not their wives, but the process, then doom on them. Democrats too. I can't stand either party. I'm independent. I'm an independent, non-party affiliated, patriotic American that loves my country. And I don't like politicians. Now, remember, the K1 visa process was created by Vietnam veterans. Military veterans created this process because during the Vietnam conflict, the Americans, GIs wanted to marry their Vietnamese fiancés, but the government, once again, was blocking them. So because of the political pressure from military veterans like myself, although I'm not a Vietnam veteran, God bless them, I'm an Operation Desert Storm veteran, but these veterans put pressure on the government, which created the K1 visa. So if you are applying for a K1 visa, you can thank a Vietnam veteran because they're the ones that created it, basically through the Congress. We have a White House right now that doesn't seem too immigrant friendly, but that's okay. We just have to endure it for a little bit longer, another year, probably. We get a new Congress. Janalea James, hey Diego, good night. It's been a while, been on your live. My hubby and I just submitted his I-751. Great. Just delivered today at the P.O. Box, hoping all goes well. So you sent it to a P.O. Box. So that means you must have used the U.S. Postal Service and not a courier service. So you used the Postal Service. But I always recommend, whenever you ship out your immigration paperwork, I don't care if it's for a 751, an I-129F, or 485. I don't care what it is. Use a courier service. You use the post office. I'm pretty good. I know that I got this green card thing under wraps. Did you send it certified mail, Jenniella? Certified mail. Did you include Form G1145 in your I-751? So that way the immigration, when they open up your box of goodies, they will send you a text message. Did you use Form G1650 to pay for your post? Okay, very good. Yeah, make sure you include Form G1145. Make sure you pay for it using Form G1650, which is where immigration can take money out of your checking account. You use the most current, up-to-date forms, and make sure you included a ton of evidence for the 2-year to the 10-year green card. When you go from a 2-year to a 10-year green card, you got to include 2 years more evidence of your relationship. I don't recommend you use the G1450. Now, if you're using your credit card, did you contact your bank and notify them that USCIS is going to be filing a charge against your credit card, or did you contact your credit card company to pre-warn them about USCIS billing your credit card? Because if they don't recognize the charge, they're going to block the transaction, which happens 9 times out of 10. Okay, that's why never use your credit card to pay for an immigration benefit. Use your bank account so the immigration can take the money straight out of your bank account. It's better to use Form G1650, not the G1450. Remember, when immigration open up that packet and they try to bill your credit card, 9 times out of 10, the credit card company is going to block the transaction. And they're going to say, hey, we don't recognize this charge for $750. Okay? So I don't know, maybe you'll get lucky. I don't know. But the experience I've had seen over the years is that the USCIS always get blocked from being billed on a credit card. That's why I've always recommended using the G1650 form, which just started this year, actually. Been tail end of 2025. You're trying to get those extra points on your credit card. Okay, that's great. But what happens is the credit card companies don't recognize the charge. They're going to go, what is this? And then they'll block your transaction. And then the green card application gets delayed. And then you have to explain to the credit card company, you have to get on the phone to the credit card company and say, hey, don't block this transaction. It just causes a big headache. So I'll type in what form I recommend folks use. I recommend you use this form right here, which is use your let's see, checking account. I recommend you using G1650. Use your checking account, not the credit card. So hopefully everything works out and you don't get into any delays. I've been advocating this for years, but it's okay. We'll see what happens. What I recommend people do is use UPS, FedEx, DHL, and use the G1650. And don't forget to include Form G1145. Plus the 751, because you're lifting the conditions off of the 2-year green card to a 10-year green card. And then it's going to take about a year before you get any notice from immigration. But you're going to get a letter first. What's going to happen is you're going to get a letter from USCIS extending the green card for 48 months. And then you're also going to get a letter in about 6 to 8 weeks for biometrics. So you're going to have to repeat the biometrics, and you're going to get a letter extending the 2-year green card for 4 years. So when the 2-year green card expires, you still have that letter of extension, which you need to put behind the green card. And then wherever you travel, whenever you go anywhere, you go into Walmart or Publix or Kmart or Piggly Wiggly, make sure you have the green card and the letter of extension with you at all times. Okay? You don't want to get pulled over by the sheriff or get caught in an immigration question and answer session, and immigration, listen, Homeland Security, Immigration, the Border Patrol, ICE, they all know where everybody lives. They know where Karina lives. They know where she lives here in Florida. They know where she works. They know she has a Florida driver's license. So she always has her green card on her at all times, because immigration will like to do spot checks. They could pull her over in the car. Okay, Karina, we know you're a permanent resident. We're just doing a check on your green card status. Oh, here's my green card. Okay, very good. They could do that. They could come to the house, knock on the door. Karina, let me see your green card. Let me walk through your house. Let's see if you actually live here. Do you live in this house in Florida? Is this your home? We want to check it out. So we would invite them in. If we'd say, okay, come on in, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. You're welcome into our house. Would you like a cup of Karina's coffee from her coffee company? We will make you some of Karina's coffee. And they'll look around the house. They'll see pictures of us on the wall. They'll see she lives here. They're going to see her clothes in the closet. They're going to see, that she's been living here for over 2 years. They're getting very strict right now. When you apply for U.S. citizenship with N400, Form N400, they're going to go to your neighbor's house. They're going to knock on the door. They're going to say, hey, does Karina live here? Does she live next door to you? Have you ever talked to her? They're going to go to her place of work. Does Karina work here? Is this where she's been working for the last 3 years? Et cetera, et cetera. They're really strict. The Trump administration has got to be the most strictest immigration enforcement in the history of this country. It's good in some ways and it's bad in other ways. Okay? And we all know about the bad things that they're doing, but we want to focus on the good things, which is basically making sure that illegal immigrants don't get to take up taxpayer money and waste it and cost Americans, us, money. Cornell Rivers, hello, how are you? We're good, Cornell. How are you? How's everything? How's your family doing? We hope everybody's doing well out there. We don't want anybody we don't want you to stress the process. Okay, we know it's stressful trying to go through this K-1 visa green card application, but you just got to hang in there. Remember, presidents are temporary. Members of Congress are temporary. So if you're feeling a lot of pressure, especially if you're from one of those 75 countries that the White House has illegally and unconstitutionally blocked from adjudicating their green cards at embassies around the world, it's almost 40% of the planet right now is in lockdown mode, separating American citizens from their loved ones in foreign countries, like in Thailand and Colombia. It's unconstitutional, it's illegal, it violates congressional law, and it violates the due process of American citizens and their families. So there's lots of lawsuits being filed against the White House and the State Department, and so hopefully they win the lawsuits. The class action lawsuits will defeat this unconstitutional attack on American citizens' families. And that's what it is. It's an assault on American citizens. You're messing with my wife, you're messing with me, Mr. State Department, Mr. White House. You're messing with me if you're messing with my wife and causing problems in the adjudication process. And I don't like it. And there are thousands of Americans around the United States that don't like it either. And it's going to cost them time. It's going to cost them more money. So, like I said, this is an election year, November. All those Republicans that are blocking family reunification, their asses are going to be fired, no doubt. And a new government will be formed, which is friendly towards American citizens and their foreign families, including me. Now, this isn't a political channel. I'm just giving you the facts. The facts are Republicans are trying to block legal immigration into the United States, starting at the White House. And it's absolutely insane, but it is what it is, and elections have consequences. Most Americans voted for Trump because they wanted him to remove the illegal immigrants, the criminals, the violent offenders. But when he started going after green card holders for no apparent reason other than the fact he doesn't like these particular countries, then there's going to be problems and there's going to be lawsuits, and they're going to lose. Trump can't win this battle, okay? It was military veterans that created this K-1 visa application process, and it is military veterans like myself that's going to unblock these current log jams that the Trump administration is throwing in front of American citizens' families, including myself. Janiela James, the checking account too, you have to call and unblock, I think. Both of them as stated on the USCIS website. Right, you have to, what we're going to do. When we file for Karina's 10-year green card, I think I'm going to file for it let's say April 30th, okay? On April 29th, I'm going to go to the bank with the Form G1650, and I'm going to say, look, this form right here is going to be used by immigration to take money out of our checking account to pay for it's ours now, because Karina, it's a family application, to pay for this 10-year green card. Don't block the transaction. So the bank is going to go into their computer and make a note not to block the transaction. So it's important. I prefer to do a face-to-face sit down with the bank, not talk on the phone. When you talk on the phone, you don't know who you're talking to, and they just blow you off. Face-to-face, sit down, then you look at the name badge of the person you're talking to. Who did you talk to? And we will be getting this 10-year green card in the mail using UPS on April 30th. It's probably when we're going to send it. Miguel 7, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We hope everyone's doing good. We had a great Valentine's Day today. I took Karina to breakfast. We had our big meat lovers breakfast at the restaurant in town. Then we went to the train museum. We went and looked at the trains and checked out the trains, the little model trains and the big trains. And then we drove around Pensacola, which is in Florida. I took her for a tour of Pensacola. And then we came home and just relaxed for the rest of the evening. Let's see. Janiela James, if they deny it, will they send us back the package to us? Yes. It'll just get sent back to you. You shouldn't use your credit card to pay for any immigration benefit. Don't ever do that. Credit cards are not user-friendly at immigration. They say you can use a credit card and they give you a form to fill out. All right. But I don't recommend it. It's the G16 14. What is it? I can't remember for the credit card. What is it called? The G1450. I don't recommend it. I recommend using Form G1650 so that the immigration can go straight into your checking account and take the money straight out without processing a credit card transaction. You're bypassing the credit card company. The credit card company is going to get it. They're going to go, what is this? What is USCIS? They don't know who they are. And they block it temporarily. And then they wait for you to call the credit card company to unblock it. And then immigration can't process the paperwork and they send it back to you. So hopefully what I would do is contact your credit card company like tomorrow and notify them and make sure that you notify the credit card company that they're going to be, USCIS is going to be billing this credit card company for this immigration benefit. So the credit card company can go in their computer and make a note not to block the charge. Miguel 7, I heard they no longer accept mailed checks. You cannot pay for an immigration benefit with a mailed check, a cashier's check, a money order, none of it. No personal checks. I recommend you use Form G1650. G1650. Use that form to pay for immigration benefits. Okay. Pay, not pie, pay. Don't use your credit card. Don't do it. So it's just advice, because I've been doing this green card processing for 13 years. Okay. That's a long time. And in the last 5 years, I've seen probably most credit card applications getting denied by the credit card companies. And then what happens is everything gets sent back to the beneficiary. Then you have to resubmit everything. It happens a lot with a credit card application. Okay. So I've been, beating a dead horse on this for years, and I'm going to keep on beating the dead horse, and I'm going to keep on recommending that you use your debit card account information from, not a credit card. Some people, they want to put it on their credit card, they want to pay monthly for the fee, but when you go to lift the conditions off of a 2-year green card, it's only $750. Okay, it's not that much money. It is, but it isn't. It's a lot of money to some people. It's not really that much money to other people. Now, the $750 includes the biometrics. All right, includes biometrics right here. So when you file for your 10-year green card, you pay the $750. That fee includes the biometrics. If you have any K2s that came to the United States with you at the same time, and they both and the children got their K1, their green cards at the same time as your American citizen as your foreign national beneficiary, you can include the children on the I-751. You can put everybody on one form, but you got to pay separate biometric fees. This includes, not includes. So you can put children on the I-751 if they came in at the same time as you and they both have their green cards. Everybody in the family has their green cards issued basically on the same day. Okay. You can put the children, not kids. You can put the children on the 751, but you got to put 2 separate G1650s for the children. So you're going to have a G1650 for your beneficiary for $750. Then you're going to have a G1650 for the child at $85 for the biometrics. Or if you brought 2 children to the United States, you're going to have a G1650 for $85 for that child, and then another separate G1650 for the other child. And then you're going to have a G1650 for the beneficiary on the K1 that's turning into a 10-year green card or a 2-year green card. When you file for your K1 visa using Form I-129F, make sure you use G1650 to pay. Don't use your credit card. I think, how much is it for a K1 visa these days? $600 and something, right? 600 and some. I can't remember exactly how much it is for a K1 visa, but it's $600 some plus dollars. So is it worth trying to play craps at Las Vegas with the credit card, or do you want to get a sure thing where immigration can take the money straight out of your checking account, and then there's no holdups, there's no waiting on credit card companies, there's no waiting for banks to go through credit card companies. It's an automatic, direct payment to immigration using this process, and that's what I recommend you do. Get it over with, get it paid for, and don't use your credit card. Hopefully you are good with that, Jenniella James. Hopefully you don't have any problems. But what I would do is call your credit card company and make sure they are ready for that transaction so they don't block it. Miguel, let's play it like Las Vegas. Yeah, I took Karina to Las Vegas in March of 2025. And we didn't go there to gamble, but we went there as a central point where we could explore Nevada and Arizona. So we stayed at the Treasure Island Hotel in Las Vegas. And then from there, we drove to Nevada, and we went and drove to the Grand Canyon. We just stayed at the hotel as a central point. And in March, the weather, it was kind of cold in Las Vegas. It was kind of rainy. It wasn't the greatest weather, but we had a good vacation. So I told Karina that I would bring her back to Las Vegas again, but when it's warmer weather. And so when it's nice and warm out there, be looking out for some videos, because I'm going to bring her back to Las Vegas, not to gamble, but to enjoy the warm weather and to explore again Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and the surrounding areas. But the Treasure Island Hotel is right on the strip, plus it's close to the interstate. I can't remember interstate. I can't remember the name of the interstate, what number it is, but it's close to the interstate. So it's a good central point. Plus, we can take some tours. Maybe I'll take it to Bryce Canyon. I don't know. We'll figure out something. But this time we're gonna go out for the spring summer vacation when the weather's nice and there's no freaking rain. It rained quite a bit when we were in Vegas in March of 2025. So it was rainy, it was drizzly, it was not the greatest of weather. Maru, hello Diego and Karina. What's going on, Maru? Maru is a member of the channel. Cornell Rivers is a member of the channel. We like to say hi to the members. We appreciate you supporting the channel, keeping us afloat here, you know. And the membership, if you want to join, right down here, there's a join button if you want to join as a member. It's $9.99 a month, and you get my phone number, email address. You get to watch videos that non-members don't get to see. So when I take Karina on vacation this year, we'll make a bunch of videos for the members to watch, and you all can see where we did, what we did, where we went, and all that. Today we went to the train museum. It was pretty cool. Brian and Jacqueline is a member. They're members of the channel. Now, Jacqueline is in Colombia. Hello, Diego and Karina. And Brian and Jacqueline are going through the spousal visa, and I'm going to help them pull them over the finish line. Right now, I've got these lawsuits going against the State Department. I've made some good inroads with filing lawsuits against the State Department for blocking Jacqueline from getting her green card because she's in Colombia. But my recommendation to Jacqueline is that she goes to Venezuela, gets her Venezuelan passport, because she's a dual national of Venezuela and Colombia, but Venezuela isn't on the list of blocked countries for green cards for spousal visas. So if Jacqueline can get her Venezuelan passport, she can go to her scheduled visa interview at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, as a Venezuelan national. And there's no block on Venezuelans. So that's one way to overcome this unconstitutional attack on my friend Brian and Jacqueline. Okay? Use her Venezuelan passport. But she's going to have to go to Venezuela to get it. And she's going to have to set an appointment to get her passport. Remember, Karina's from my wife, beautiful wife. She's from Venezuela. And, you know, when I was here in Florida, she scheduled her appointment to get her passport in Venezuela. And then her passport was expired. So I flew to Colombia and then flew from Colombia to Cucuta, which is on the border with Venezuela. I flew with her to Cucuta. Then she got a bus into Venezuela and got her passport renewed. But we had to schedule appointments to do all this. And it took 6 months to get a freaking appointment for a passport. Because, you know, back then, Venezuela was under this dictatorship, this communist Maduro guy. But now he's enjoying his vacation in a prison cell in New York City. So Venezuela is now opening up as a free country. It takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. And I have got no doubt in my mind that President Trump is going to make a trip to Venezuela in the near future. And that's going to open up Venezuela even more. And hopefully, you know, all these blocks on Venezuelans, although there's no block on Venezuelans for green cards right now, that's not part of the process, but there is for Colombians. So Jacqueline, in my opinion, Brian, you need to get Jacqueline her Venezuelan passport, get whatever it takes, you know, fly to Colombia and then fly from Bogota to Cucuta, have her catch a bus over into Venezuela. She can catch a bus or get on a motorbike, on the back of a motorbike. She can pay the taxi, the motorbike taxis. And then but first she needs to schedule her passport appointment, pay for the passport, and get her a Venezuelan passport. So then she can go to the interview. We are working on that now and taking your advice on getting it for her. Well, that's going to be a Mountain Dew salute right there. Okay? Mountain Dew salute to Brian and Jacqueline. Karina, my wife from Venezuela, she had to go to Venezuela twice. Okay. So what I did was I flew to Bogota and stayed with her for about, I don't know, 3 months. And then I bought the plane tickets and we flew from Bogota to Cucuta. And then I stayed in a hotel on the border with Venezuela and Colombia. And then Karina, she jumped on a bus into Venezuela, got her passport, and came back to Colombia to the hotel where I was staying at. And then instead of flying back to Bogota, we rode a bus back from Cucuta to Bogota, which was like a 15-hour bus ride. I wanted to see the countryside and the mountains of Colombia. So the best way to do that was by bus, not by flying. So we flew to Cucuta on the Avianca, kind of on a plane like this, Bogota to Cucuta, and then we stayed in Cucuta for I don't know, 4 or 5 days, and then we rode a bus, one of those big motor coach, luxury coach buses back to Bogota. Took 15 hours, and I got a little bus sick. I tell you, those mountains are pretty steep, up and down, up and down, up and down. And Karina, she got a bad, headache and everything, but it is what it is. She got her passport. James McLean. Hello, Diego. My wife is from Nigeria. Very good. And we filed our adjustment of status 2 weeks ago. Okay, so you filed for the 2-year green card 2 weeks ago. What happens next? Because of the ban, will she get her work permit? Okay, the ban only applies to Nigerians who are in Nigeria. But your wife is not in Nigeria. She's in the United States, so it's not going to affect her. Okay? If she was in Nigeria going to an interview for a spousal visa at the consulate in Lagos, it would be a problem. But because she's in the United States and you are adjusting status, she made it into the United States, okay? And also a K-1 visa is a non-immigrant visa, so it probably wouldn't have even affected her even if she was in Nigeria. But you're not going to have any issues, okay? So you filed for the 2-year green card. So Mountain Dew salute for that. Good job. Now all you're going to do is wait for the biometrics. It's not going to affect her green card or the work permit, okay? There's no, it's only for, this is a State Department ban, not a USCIS ban. The State Department put this ban in place. The State Department operates out of embassies and consulates. USCIS operates out of 2-year green card adjudications. USCIS works in the United States, adjudicating 2-year green cards, okay? And 10-year green cards, okay? So you're good. Do you feel a lot better now? James McLean, you are a member of this channel. Brian and Jacqueline are members of this channel. Maru's a member of the channel. And let me see, we got other folks on here. We appreciate you, your support, okay? And hopefully I'm earning the membership fee. I want to earn that $9.99 every live stream because I don't make mistakes. I know this process like the back of my hand. I've been doing it for such a long time that immigration attorneys are going to charge you a hand over fist, thousands of dollars just to give you the information I can give you right here. And the members get my phone number. And like today, one of the members gave me a phone call. He was in an emergency immigration question, and he called me. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, everybody. He called me with an issue, and I fixed it on the phone. Boom. An immigration attorney would have probably billed him $400 for the phone call. And I solved it for him for $9.99 that he pays once a month for the phone number, basically. James McLean, thank you, Diego. We are just worried because our 94 has expired. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the I-94 expiring. We need something to prove her legal status. The I-94 is perfectly fine, and you're going to just wait for the receipt from immigration. Okay? Wait for the receipt. The I-797. You're going to get it from immigration. You'll get it. You're in status. Did you get a receipt from FedEx or UPS showing they delivered your green card application? Did you get did you get that? Did you include Form G1145 so immigration can send you a text message to say they received it? Did you use FedEx, UPS, DHL? You should have proof that the paperwork has been sent to immigration. If you're good, you're in status. Don't worry about the I-94 being expired. You're still in status. Brian and Jacqueline, now you have beyond earned it. The $10 for the membership fee is nothing compared to what attorneys would charge and probably wouldn't get as good information as we do from you and Karina. A huge thank you for all that you do. No worries, Brian and Jacqueline. Look, I know exactly what you're going through this immigration process. You're going through hell and back on this. I know. I mean, it's been a horrible experience for you. And then you get everything squared away, and then all of a sudden the State Department puts a block on your beautiful wife. But lucky for her, she has dual nationality, dual citizenship with Colombia and Venezuela. So because she's got dual nationality, she's going to be able, if she can get her Venezuelan passport, that's going to overcome this unconstitutional State Department block on Colombians. Okay? She'll go to her spousal visa interview at the embassy in Bogota and say, hey, I'm dual national. I'm Venezuelan and Colombian. I'm going to apply as a Venezuelan. There's no block on Venezuelans. And she'll get her visa. James McLean, yes, I got a FedEx receipt. That is your status right there, right now. I have confirmation it was delivered. So you're going to put that FedEx receipt with your I-94, and the FedEx receipt is going to have a date on it, and it should have an address on the FedEx receipt. That's where you sent that adjustment of status paperwork, right? On the FedEx receipt. Here's the address you sent it to, right? USCIS, blah, 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 right? Staple that to the front of your I-94, because the date on the FedEx receipt is going to continue it's going to show you evidence that you've applied for the 2-year green card. James McLean, we got the text message confirmation that it was received. Okay, print that. And I got the notification from the bank that it was debited. Print that. So you're good. You got proof that immigration has taken the money out of your checking account. You got a FedEx receipt that shows that you got it delivered. And you got a text from immigration saying they received it. You're good to go. Her state ID expired on February 6th. Don't worry about that. It's irrelevant. Right now, you're going to be waiting for her green card. When she gets her green card, I know her work permit, then you can go and renew the state ID. It was limited because of her 90-day legal status. Yeah, that's okay. Now, how will I get her a new state ID? You wait for the green card. Wait for her work permit. Biometrics. You're going to go to she's going to have to go to biometrics. Okay? The state ID right now is the least of your concerns. All you have to do right now is prove status, which you can do. The bank statement, the bank, USCIS receipt, FedEx receipt, you got proof that you have filed for the 2-year green card. Now all you're going to do is wait for the biometrics appointment, the work permit, and the green card. That's it. Or the green card interview. So you can't renew the state ID. Don't worry. So what? What's the big deal about that? It's no big deal. What is important is that she is in status in this country. That's what's important. A state ID is irrelevant. That FedEx receipt saying you delivered your green card application to immigration is more important than a state ID card. The bank statement that shows that the money was debited to USCIS is more important than a state ID card. The text message you got from immigration saying they received it is more important than a state ID card. Okay? What can you do with a state ID card anyway? She has a passport, right, to show who she is. What is it? What you need to be doing is just now waiting for the work permit. It's a patience game. It's a waiting game. When Karina got to America on January 3rd, 2024, we used the state ID to open up a bank account. Okay. Don't you have a social security number for her and her passport? You can open up a bank account with a social security number and a passport and a marriage certificate. You're married to each other. You can prove you're husband and wife. She has a social security number. The state ID is not relevant. Karina opened up a bank account with me with her social security number and her passport. She proved residency in the United States with the I-797 and the I-94. You're good. Just relax. All you got to do is like we say when I was in the Navy, hurry up and wait. Wait for the work permit, wait for the green card, but you're going to get a biometrics appointment first. Go to the biometrics, the fingerprints, the photo, the signature. Once you've got done with the biometrics, then the green card process will kick in because they're going to run it through the FBI database and probably Interpol and everybody else. James McLean, how long until we get a biometrics appointment? About 6 to 8 weeks from when they received the 2-year green card application, the 485. About 6 weeks. So it's now February 14th. So towards the middle or end of March, somewhere in there. Let's see how close I am. Don't forget this live stream, February 14th, 2026. Let's see how close I am on estimating the biometrics appointment. Let's say March 25th, somewhere in there, the last week of March. All right? Pretty good, right? Let's see how close I am. Go to the biometrics. Then you wait for the green card interview. Because she's from Nigeria, she'll probably have to have a green card interview. Go to the green card interview, and then wait for the green card to get mailed to your house. So it's just going to take time. Nothing's in a big rush right now. So, luckily she's in the United States and not going to a consulate interview in Nigeria. She's already here. So you're good. Francois Livingston is in the house. Good evening, Diego and Karina. How is Francois? How is Hamid? We know you guys are trying to, I don't know, hopefully it's warming up in upstate New York. You're watching us from upstate New York. Hopefully it's not too cold. Today, right now, is 61 degrees here in the Panhandle of Florida. Today was a high of 73, I think. Pretty nice day, actually. No rain. It was pretty sunny. A couple of days ago, I mowed the yard. I mowed up all the dead leaves and turned them into mulch for the grass. So the backyard looks pretty good. Francois, we are good. How are you and Karina? We are fantastic. We had a good day today for Valentine's Day, and we went to the train museum. I want to make a video about it, a little bit of a video for you guys. Francois, love the weather in Florida. Yeah, today was no humidity. The high was about 73, sunny, and everybody's in good mood. It's amazing how people get in a good mood when we turn from winter into spring. And I think next month the clocks go forward an hour, so then everybody's going to be in even better moods because there's going to be more daylight for everybody to be able to see stuff during the early morning when you wake up to go to work, right? This time change is the most insane, ridiculous thing in the entire history of the United States. Spring forward an hour, fall back an hour. I mean, how insane is that? But if you live in Arizona, they don't do that. There's no such thing as a time change in Arizona. They're smart. They're like, why would we want to keep screwing around with everybody's internal clocks? Let's leave the time alone. So they don't change the time. And I think now in Bogota, Colombia, I lived in Bogota, Colombia for 3 years. It was great. No spring forward, no fall back. My circadian rhythm in my body wasn't getting screwed up every 6 months because some politician wanted to change the time. So in March, the clocks will go ahead 1 hour. So that means it will be not 6:43 p.m. Central Time, it will be 7:43 p.m. So you get but it'll be daylight outside, not dark. I don't know why they did. I think Marco Rubio, when he was a senator here in Florida, he tried to get that fixed where we quit messing around with the time. But I don't think he couldn't get it passed. He couldn't get it approved, which is unfortunate. I was hoping that was going to happen, but, oh well, right? Like I said, never believe a politician. When they tell you they're going to do something, just don't believe it. President Trump said he was going to send everybody $5,000. Where is that money? Then it changed to $2,000. Where's that money? It's just all this yapping. Politicians, they do this, they talk, but where's the action? So if you're still waiting for your $5,000 or your $2,000 from the IRS, you keep on waiting. It's like waiting for a 10-year green card, right? Waiting and waiting and waiting. It's not going to happen in my mind. Brian and Jacqueline, it would be nice if they stopped the stupid time change. It's ridiculous. Like Jacqueline's in Bogota, right? Isn't she in Bogota, Colombia? They don't change the time in Colombia. When I was in Florida and Karina was in Bogota, I'd have to tell her, okay, Karina, the clocks are going to spring forward an hour. They're going to fall back an hour. She's like, what the heck? Why are you going to, for what? What reason? Oh, so children can get on the school buses in the morning in daylight, but they don't get on the school buses with daylight. It's insane. Brian and Jacqueline, yeah, so she's in Bogota, okay? Fly to Bogota, buy both of you guys round-trip tickets, plane tickets from Bogota to Cucuta, fly to Cucuta. After you set the appointment for her passport, put her on a bus from Cucuta to the little town in central. It's not that far from the Venezuela. It's not that far from the Colombian border. Get her a passport and get her a Venezuelan passport. She's going to need to get passport pictures and all that. It's not going to be cheap. A Venezuelan passport is not cheap, but you got to get it. And then return back to Bogota with her. Stay at a hotel on the border. Now, Brian, don't you go into Venezuela. Just have her go by herself or with a family member to get her passport. Just stay at a hotel on the border in Cucuta. There's lots of nice hotels in Cucuta. Brian, Jacqueline. I'm going on Thursday and we'll be in Bogota Friday morning. Very good. That's great. Abduli Jallo, hello, Mr. Diego. May I have your permission to carry on? Come on, man. Watching from Florida, West Palm Beach. Come on, carry on smartly, Abduli. We're glad to have you along. We got you watching from West Palm Beach. I bet it was a hot day down there today. Now, I'm going to repeat this for everybody watching right now. Don't use your credit card to pay for a benefit from immigration. Use your checking account. Brian and Jacqueline, my plane leaves at 11 o'clock in the morning from SMF. What is SMF? Where is SMF? And we'll be in Bogota at 5 a.m. Friday. Okay. An early morning arrival into Bogota, but the traffic's still pretty busy. Around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, the traffic gets pretty crazy in Bogota. Everybody's going to work. Brian and Jacqueline, Sacramento. Okay, there you go. Sacramento International. Very good. Well, in May, I'm going to take Corinne on vacation inside the United States. We're going to go to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different states. I'll take her to 4 different states. She's going to get to see some new parts of the United States. We're going to go on vacation in May. I'll make some videos for our members to watch, and then you can see where we went, what we did. And today we went to the train museum. So you're going to be flying out of Sacramento. That's quite a good flight. Sacramento is the capital of California. So you're in California, Brian? You live in California? And you're going to be flying out of Sacramento. That's the capital of California. Right, okay. Yeah, Sacramento's where Governor Newsom works, out of the state capitol there. So should be a long flight. It's pretty good. You're going to probably fly. You're going to fly directly to Bogota, or you're going to fly from Sacramento to, let's say, I don't know, Houston or Dallas, and then change planes there, and then fly on down to Bogota, or is it like a direct flight? I live here in Florida in the Panhandle. I fly out of Pensacola, usually to Miami and then to Bogota. It goes from Sacramento to Houston, then to Bogota. So Houston, Texas, and then on down. There you go. So you're going to be flying. Sounds like you're going to be flying on American Airlines, perhaps, if you're going to be flying out of Houston. That's George Bush International Airport, if I remember. I used to fly out of Houston to Panama, and then Panama to Bogota. It's pretty good. It'd be a good flight. United Airlines. United Airlines is a good airline company. They should feed you pretty good on the flight from Houston. Houston to Bogota is about a 7-hour flight, so they should feed you. They should feed you dinner on the plane. So it's good. It's exciting. I really enjoyed flying to Bogota, Colombia, to be with Karina. Brian and Jacqueline, I've had pretty good luck with them every time I went to Colombia. Yeah, United Airlines is a good. Southwest Islands are good. American Airlines are pretty good. Every time I flew on Delta, I mean, the service was good, but they always had issues. It's like the plane breaks down. They got too much fuel, or they got too much weight on the plane. They have to unload, cargo, or they can't find a flight crew, or something happens. We got a mechanical problem. I don't know. Delta was always a pain in the ass to me, but I'm not saying they're a bad airline. I'm just saying when I flew with them, there was always a freaking problem. So maybe it was just my bad luck, but we're done with flying internationally till Karina's a U.S. citizen. When Karina gets her citizenship, she's an American passport holder. Then we're going to travel globally. I'll take her some different places. We'll definitely go see her family in Colombia. Hopefully we can go to Venezuela. We'll see. I think President Trump said it's safe for Americans to fly to Venezuela now, but I'm not going to take that chance, not until Karina's a U.S. citizen anyway. Give Venezuela 3 or 4 years to get their act together, get a government in there that follows a constitutional republic form of governance, and then I'll trust going down there. But right now, we're going to vacation in the United States. I'm going to take her to places here in America. I don't know where other things I'd like to show her. Maybe take her to Pennsylvania, take her to, to Philadelphia, show her the Liberty Bell, take her to New York City once the city has got rid of most of its illegal immigrants and it gets cleaned up. Take her there, take her up to the top of the Empire State Building. That would be pretty good. I saw the Empire State Building is on 34th Street. If I remember, I used to live in Staten Island, so I believe the Empire State Building is on 34th Street. I'll take her there, go eat at Patsy's Italian restaurant, and take her on the boat, the cruise around the Hudson River, take her to the Statue of Liberty. We're going to do all these things. America's got a lot to do, a lot of fun things to do. I already took her to the Grand Canyon. So I don't know. The Grand Canyon to me is just a big hole in the ground, but it was interesting for Karina. She really enjoyed going to the Grand Canyon. And I drove her across the Mojave Desert in a Ford F-350. I drove her up the Strip in Las Vegas. We were driving in the Strip and then across the desert into Pahrump. And that was a pretty good, we had a good vacation. Like I said, we didn't stay in Las Vegas for very long, but we did renew our wedding vows at the Little Wedding Chapel of the West, I think it's called. We renewed our wedding vows there. And that is where Elvis Presley filmed the closing credits to the movie Viva Las Vegas. So Karina got to walk in the steps of Elvis Presley. She got to walk in the steps of Chevy Chase. I took her to the filming locations for Vegas Vacation, and I took her to the hotel where the Fremont Street where they filmed James Bond movie Diamonds Are Forever, and I took her to the International Hotel where Elvis Presley played every day for a year, 3 times a day. He set a world record in that hotel. So Karina's been to some interesting places so far. Let me see what states she's been to: Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Nevada, Arizona, Texas. That's about 7 states she's been to already. So we're going to keep adding to that this spring. We're going to add another bunch of states to her list of states that she's traveled to. And then next year is going to be when I probably take her to New York City. And then also they have the Hollywood show in Burbank, California. They do that twice a year. I'll probably take her to the Burbank show maybe in October, where she can go meet some movie stars. So, the Hollywood show is where you can get autographs and photos and photo ops with some of these Hollywood movie stars. So that's what we're going to do probably in October. And we'll make a video about that for our members. So you got some exciting things to look forward to. But with that said, I've been talking for almost an hour, and I'm just going to repeat myself one more time. Don't use your credit card to pay for an immigration benefit. Use your debit card on the Form G-1650, your checking account or your savings account. That way the immigration can get the money right away, and that way you don't have to worry about your credit card company blocking the transaction, okay? If you have used your credit card, please call your credit card company and tell them not to block the transaction, okay? Brian and Jacqueline, if Jacqueline gets her Venezuelan passport, I don't see any issues with her getting her spousal visa done in Bogota without a problem. And like I said, you go into the members only videos. You can get my phone number if you ever want to call me. You feel free to call me. Don't be scared to call me, okay? Or email me. I'm here to help you guys. I want to see you get reunited with your families. All right? So I'll be back. What's today? I don't know. What day is it today? Today's Wednesday or Saturday? Today's Saturday, right? So tomorrow's the weekend. Enjoy your Sunday off, and I'll be making some more videos for you guys. Thanks. And to the members of the channel, we appreciate your membership. Thank you for supporting the channel. And what I'm going to probably do in next month is get all the members, get all your names, print them out, put them in a hat, and have a drawing for some free stuff, maybe some Colombian coffee mugs or some T-shirts or whatever. But next month we'll do a drawing for our members only, and we'll be giving away some stuff, maybe some Venezuelan chocolate. See you at the next live stream, guys. That's going to be Monday.